Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Tomorrowday Farms. Today we are going to work on a fabulous, and I mean fabulous, soup. And since I haven't been feeling all that great, it's a perfect meal. Just got my voice back last night, which I'm sure the boys are not happy about. But we're going to make this soup today. And guys, I'm going to show you about 2 or 3 different ways that you can change this soup into a completely different meal. Cody and I are going to eat this for supper tonight. Michael won't touch this soup at all. I mean at all. It's got every vegetable in it known to man, but it is so good. It's right up there for Cody and I with the chickpea and the kale soup. I will leave that link to that above. But so good. Vegetables that you'll eat, but you know, it's cheap to make. Like, it's like maybe $7 to make in a great big pot. Cody and I eat off it one night. I can the rest the other night. So here we go. I'm going to spin you guys around and we're going to talk as I chop. Alright guys, so, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that sent me an email or Facebook message or whatever. Thank you so much. I'm doing much better. If for any reason I do lose my voice during this filming, you'll see captions below. So, this soup, I think it's in the Amish canning book, and everybody raves about it, and everybody gotta make this farmer soup. Guys, hamburger soup has been around forever. It was one of those soups that you could make for next to nothing and feed your family really healthy food, or just scraps out of your fridge. I do mine a little different, so that's why another reason I'm turning the camera on, to show you guys, just because it's in a recipe book, there are things you can do that will make this soup so much better. So right now I'm just peeling parsnips. If you don't like parsnips, tell me, guys, is this like an English thing for parsnips? Because, like, I love them. My grandmother used to cook the parsnips up in a cast iron pan with some butter, and guys, it was so good. My dad and my mom didn't like them, but my dad and I love them. We just used to eat them all they're just good. And they're a great root vegetable. They hold very well. I am going to try to grow these next year because I do enjoy them. I do enjoy them quite a bit. Cody only really likes them in a soup because I can mask them a little bit. But that's okay because he will still eat them. But Amish canning book. Sorry, getting off topic. Just, if anyone knows, that's what a parsnip looks like. It's in the carrot family. So, yeah, it's just a good soup. I feel like I'm getting off topic here. You can make it into a cream soup. My brain is a little fuzzy still, so if this is like a little weird video and you guys aren't used to it, please ignore it. It will come back eventually. Because I did look it up in the Amish canning book. And there's like 5 things, like, there's not much in it. And I'm like, what is going on? This soup can be so much more. Now, you can can this right away, but I want to eat this tonight for supper. Michael's going to eat pasta. Cody and I are going to eat this delicious soup. So I've already got chopped. I'll point you guys in here. Show you guys what I got chopped. Make sure you guys can see that. So in here is a turnip, like a quarter of a turnip, and some some celery. And now I'm just going to add the parsnips to that. In my pot, I have hamburger, onion, and a little bit of garlic. Just getting happy in there. I'm going to just turn that on low. So I add things like cabbage, parsnips, turnip, if I have, I add spinach. If I have kale, I'll add kale. And guys, when you're processing this the next day, it holds up really well in a jar. And you can do so much with this soup. I feel like I've got a hair. But you can cream this soup afterwards and make a beautiful vegetable cream soup. You can thicken this like a stew and then pour it over top of some ramen noodles. I've done that plenty of times. And I do not go light on the vegetables, guys. I do way more vegetable. I only have 1 pound of hamburger in that stock pot. The rest is going to be vegetables. Michael's out doing chores because he doesn't want me out there just yet. We did the mountain the other day, and that was enough. We'll insert a picture of on top of the mountain. Alright guys, I'm going to peel a couple carrots here, and then I'm going to get you moved over to the pot, and then we're going to start. I might need maybe 2. These are huge. We're going to start getting this soup all together. Alright guys, so I just have my pot on low. Like I said, I have 2 onions. I have a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, granulated garlic, fresh garlic, 2 cloves, and salt and pepper. That's all I got in. Oh, and a little bit of thyme. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my root vegetables and sweat them off just a tad. Guys, this is going to be a pot of soup. I'm probably going to wish I got out my roaster. Okay, so there's the carrots. Here is the parsnips, the turnip, and the celery. That is a whole bunch of celery. Okay. We're also going to use a little bit of our canning in this as well, which is great, because that's what we can it for, right? Still being really skimpy on that beef broth, guys. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta keep taking sips of lemon and peppermint tea because it feels like my voice is gonna go. So now I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to this just to bring out all that water out of the vegetables. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit, maybe half a teaspoon. Stir that all together. Get that sweating off. Okay. Look at the colors, guys. Look at those colors. Soup is supposed to be colorful. Okay, now I'm going to cut up my cabbage, which is a purple cabbage, and then I will drop this in here, but I'll bring you back when this all starts to kind of get together. Alright guys, so now what I'm going to do, see all those vegetables? But even with 1 pound of hamburger, look at the ratio. There's a lot of meat and a ton of vegetables. I am going to add some spinach to this in a bit, and some yellow beans that we canned. Now I have some leftovers in my fridge of tomato paste. So we're going to throw this in here. If you have leftover corn, leftover peas, whatever, throw them in here. It's almost like a stew. You know, if you got leftovers, throw them in. Alright, and one, because I'm still using up my these first, 1 can of tomatoes. And a cup or so of water. Now, if you have jarred tomatoes that you want to add of your own, 1 jar of tomatoes, 2 jars of tomatoes, whatever you want. Okay, we're just going to get that tomato paste working around. This is also a great crock pot soup, so you know. And then 2, like that just, oh, because this one's chicken. I grabbed the wrong one. Oh well. I'm supposed to grab 2 beef. I grabbed the chicken. Can't wait for this stuff to be out of our house, guys. But we live by the rule, first in, first out. So, and there's a beef. So say you were using your bone broth, right? Your stock that you made. This soup, if these are your leftover vegetables out of your garden or whatever, it's going to cost you £1 a hamburger, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is let these cook on medium heat, and then I'll bring you back. We will add the spinach and maybe a little bit of kale, because I got fresh kale out there in the back room. And I'm going to sit down, have a little bit more of my tea. Just let this chill out for a little bit. Put the lid on it. If I can find my lid. Put my lid on it and just let it kind of perk away. And I'll bring you guys back in probably about 20 minutes. Alright guys, so it's come up to a boil. And I'm just going to let this simmer. Maybe a couple hours, okay? I am going to add the yellow beans, our canned yellow beans that we did together. Just 1 jar. If you have green beans or you don't like beans. If you like, a long time ago, I'm not doing it this time, but I did add some pinto beans to this instead of the meat. That was delicious as well. Cody's just not a huge fan of beans. And now I'm going to add the spinach. It's trying to snow. We do have a very large snow squall warning out today. Today is Saturday. This video will be shown on Monday because we're going to can this. So whatever Cody and I don't eat, because we're not going to eat this whole pot of soup. I'm going to can this up tomorrow morning with you guys, and then I'll post this video on Monday. Look at that. Like, look at the colors. So beautiful. Super, super healthy. Like I said, any vegetable you guys got kicking around your house that maybe you just don't want to see go bad or whatever, you know, throw it in there. So we're going to add some of our spices now, guys. I just forgot my bay leaves, which I do have to dehydrate some more. We're almost out. So I'm going to add 4 good bay leaves. Let's hope I remember how many. Because, you know, we all know I kind of suck at that. But anywho, we're going to add a good tablespoon of our dehydrated tomato, there you guys are, tomato skins, okay? We're gonna add 2 tablespoons of dried Maggie seasoning. And then we're just gonna let this go. And if I have enough energy, I might even make some homemade crackers to go with this, but we'll see. Cody does like this with some ramen noodles, but I mean, and you pick those up for 50 cents a package. I'll show you guys the package if I end up using the ramen noodles. Guys, I have even thickened this and put it into a meat pie before. It is so good. I have made this soup vegetarian. I have made this soup many different ways. But I have to have turnip in it, and I have to have parsnips, and I have to have cabbage in it. It just, I guess it's like, do you guys remember back in the 90s that cabbage soup everyone ate to lose weight or whatever, but you never lost anything because you starved yourself because the only thing you ate was the soup? Kind of reminds me a little bit of that. Setting my age there. But if you have chorizo sausage would be really good in this. I've done sausage. I've done ground pork. So it's whatever you want it to be. So I'm just going to let this sit here. I do have a question for you Instant Pot people, because we know I don't like the stupid pot very much. But if you were to do this soup, could you leave in the comments below how long you would leave this in an Instant Pot? So anyone that wants to make it and put it in an Instant Pot, I would truly appreciate that, guys, because I literally have zero idea. And that way, you know, if someone wants to do it in the Instant Pot, they have the directions. So if somebody could do that for me, I would really appreciate that. Throw that down in the comments below, and then I'll pin it to the top. Alright guys, I'm going to get the lid on this so I don't lose my beautiful stock that's going on here. Like, look at that. It's just beautiful. I know I keep saying it, but it's a pretty soup. I might end up adding a little more Maggie seasoning to it, but I'll let you know when I come back. And because it's only 10:30 now, so I'm going to let this sit here and relax all day. Because the soup gets better as it sits, and if I end up using more tomato powder, I will let you know. And yeah, we'll get this soup on the go. Alright guys, here's the soup. I'm going to ladle some out here. I have a little bit of leftover rice in our fridge, so I'm going to pop that in the bottom of my bowl. And I just have a couple little soup bowls. And we are going to ladle this beautiful soup out, and then I'll give you a good shot of this soup. Got to get to the bottom. There we go. Fill it up. Michael's happy. He's having pasta. He could eat pasta 3 times a week. Would not bother him at all. So, don't feel bad for him. Alright, and then we have homemade crescent rolls, mile high apple pie for desserts. We're going to have a nice hot cup of tea with our dinner. I think it's a good day. Alright guys, I'll bring you back tomorrow morning after we eat our share of this, and then we'll can this up. Alright guys, we're going to can up this soup now. Get a drink here. So my jars are warm. My soup is lukewarm. It's not overly hot. Cody and I ate a fair bit of it last night. It was really good. I did add, instead of salt, it did need a bit of salt. I added some beef broth to it and used that as my salt. So you're going to want to fill it to 1-inch headspace. If you bulk cook soup and say you're not canning it, you can put it in freezer bags, pop it in your freezer, and you'll have it. I find cream soups don't hold as well in the canner or in the freezer, but that's my preference. This will process for 90 minutes. It has beef in it, and all the vegetables we chose will hold up really well in the soup. The only thing I forgot to put in the soup was potatoes. I did forget to put potatoes, but that's okay. So I'm going to do these 3 jars with you. I did my safety check. I'm going to use my Presto today because I have a couple other things I got to do, and I need my other burner, but I shouldn't need a second canner. Should be 1 canner, maybe. So yes, so if anybody knows what this soup would be in an Instant Pot, could you please leave the directions below in the comments? I would truly appreciate that. And then I can learn at the same time. Put these 3 together. They're at 1 inch. We're going to debubble. And I got all 4 bay leaves out. So that's good. I remembered how many there was. Michael's in there giggling. So we got our hot water fixed today. That's fantastic. We've been out of hot water. We haven't had hot water in 4 days, I think it is. So that was pretty awesome. And we're supposed to be getting quite a storm today. So our plans of going outside are not happening. But next week is supposed to be beautiful, and we're hoping our shavings are ordered and paid for, so we're hoping they get delivered on Monday, because we got to bed down these animals. Fingertip tight. Because it is getting chilly. But we don't have any snow, so that's fantastic. Well, until today. We're supposed to get some today. Nothing too crazy. Alright guys, I'm going to get this going. Fill up the rest of my jars here. And I will bring you back after I get my processing done. Alright guys, we're going to take these jars out of the canner. Oops, sorry guys, I hit ya. Get those. Just gorgeous. You can see all the different vegetables in there. And there we go. Alright guys. There we go. That's what I got, but that's okay because we ate. Cooked once, canned once. Simple. Alright guys, if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up so I know what you are and are not liking on our channel. And please share this video if you know someone that could use this recipe, I would truly appreciate that. And hit that subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, guys, and I will see you super soon. Bye.